Joining us now is one of the fathers of low-budget airlines, former Spirit Airlines CEO Ben Baldanza. Ben, welcome. It's good to talk to you tonight.
Great to be with you, Scott. Thank you.
We'll get to the future of air travel in a minute, but your reaction first and foremost to this bailout package that was unveiled just earlier tonight.
Well, it's obviously great that airline employees can breathe a sigh of relief tonight and know that they're going to continue to be able to get paid at least through September as a result of this for the airlines that take this. It is disappointing, however, though, that something called a grant comes with 30% loan that has to be repaid back and 10% equity struck at prices after the industry's lost billions of dollars in value.
Though others would say the airlines didn't prepare accordingly for a rainy day. They bought back too much stock. They asked for $50 billion, Ben, and they bought back the 5 or 6 largest airlines, bought back around that same amount over the last 10-year period. Why shouldn't they be accountable for that?
Well, they should be accountable for that. But what they also did, that's one piece of what they did with their cash. They also invested hundreds of billions of dollars in new airplanes, in better product, in things that have been good for customers. So the airplanes flying today burn a lot less fuel. They're much more efficient. They're easier to maintain. They're more comfortable. And so they've spent a lot of money on a lot of things. Some of that was share buybacks. And yes, they would have had more cash had they not done that. However, had they had that more cash up to that, there would have been a lot of antsy investors saying, what are you holding all this cash for? Why isn't there a dividend or something to help us?
Don't you think taxpayers, though, should have a chance to have some of the upside here?
I think they should. I think they absolutely should. And one of the ways there's a couple ways they do that. First of all, in the second piece of this with loans, I think the idea of interest, of course, but also warrants and things make perfect sense. In the grants, it's all about airline employment. And so what taxpayers get out of that is that the airline industry is ready to go when consumers are ready to go again. What you don't want to have happen is when we feel comfortable being social again, that it's going to take months and months for the airlines to get ready because everyone's been laid off and they have to bring people back and train them. So the airlines and the transportation network are fundamental to bringing the economy back, and that's the payback here. Also, while the companies will be getting this money to pay their employees, they'll still be paying the payroll tax to the government as well through that time. And the government is saving because all these people are not filing unemployment insurance.
What is the new normal going to look like when we do get back in the air and travel again?
Well, I think the new normal will be a couple things. I think it'll be a new view of biological safety to go with operational safety. Airlines have been good about operational safety and putting metrics to that and measuring that and becoming safe. But now adding things like, are our surfaces clean? Are the planes not just clean, but are they disinfected? Do our employees understand how to deal with issues that come up from nervous customers or from issues? Also, I think the industry has to do a better job explaining to people how the air circulates in the airplane and how it recirculates and is filtered so well, much better than in a restaurant or in an office building, so that when you're comfortable going to a restaurant, you should be comfortable getting on a plane again. Now, whether or not people are going to sit further apart, that becomes a bigger issue, like your last guest said. Because are we going to accept that fares are going to go up if you can't put as many people on the airplane? That's a tougher call, I think.
Well, we're not going to be able to put the same number of people on an airplane again. How, at least for a while, how could we? How could we sit 3 across from each other?
Well, sitting 3 across, the risk in the way the plane air circulates isn't so much what the person next to you does. It's what are you touching on the tray table? What are you touching on the seats? When you go to the restroom, what are you touching on the handle? That's where the biggest risk of transference is in the airplane, not someone next to you or in a row behind you or in front of you coughing or sneezing. And I'm not saying that doesn't create risk, but it doesn't create as much risk as the others. And again, with the circulation in the airplane, I think that it's not that bad on the airplane. Now, if you want to say no one can sit in the middle seat anymore, that's going to take 1/3 of the seats out of the airplane, but the cost of that flight aren't going to go down by 1/3, so everybody's going to have to pay 33% more.